My interest in photography began while traveling in Southeast Asia in my early 20s, where I was photographing pretty much every day using an old Olympus point and shoot camera. So I arrived home after a few months with dozens of rolls of film and Hi, my name is Paul Gaffney and I'm a visual artist currently based in Cork. Why did I choose to become a photographer? My practice explores different ways of experiencing and representing the landscape, and my interest in photography began while traveling in Southeast Asia in my early 20s, where I was photographing pretty much every day using an old Olympus point and shoot camera. So I arrived home after a few months with dozens of rolls of film, and it was later when I'd processed these and began to analyse what I liked and disliked about the photos that I started on kind of a long path of discovery. I soon began to study photography part-time, and I realised that I wanted to make images which were meaningful for me, but which would also connect with other people's experiences. So a year or so later, I left my job in IT to study a degree in documentary photography in Newport in South Wales. So to describe the image first, it's a very dark black and white image of a clearing in the woods at night, where some trees have fallen and just enough light has reached the forest floor that I could make a photo. The image is from a series called Stray, which was made in the woods next to Cowhouse Studios in County Wexford, where I was on an artist residency at the time. An important part of my work has been finding different ways of immersing myself in particular environments and trying to figure out how I might best translate that experience for an audience. So on one particular afternoon, I went walking on a nearby mountain and decided to take a shortcut back to the woods, and I totally misread how quickly it was getting dark and I soon got lost. I turned up the ISO, or light sensitivity, on the camera to a very high setting and took a few photos while I tried to navigate my way back to the farm where I was staying. And when I look back at the images later, I realised that the camera was picking up way more information than my eyes ever could. I was also interested in how the other senses became much more heightened once the visual sense reduced, and I had very little control over the framing and focusing the images, and these constraints then brought an additional element of chance to work. So I ended up returning to the forest every night over the course of the next couple of weeks and allowed myself to get lost and then to trust my senses that I'd find my way back out. I later published a handmade book of the series, which uses a sequence of images to suggest almost like a sense of movement through these dark spaces and being on the edge of your comfort zone. And the images have since been exhibited both as prints and on old school slide projectors. It's an honour to have my work alongside so many other Irish photographers that I admire, and I think it's important to build a collection such as this, which celebrates not only the depth and breadth of the photographic practice in the country, but also serves as an archive that the public can access into the future.